even larger consequences. We'll continue to keep some arrows in our quiver in the event that we see a further deterioration.
Well, our guest says we need to deal with Russia like a schoolyard bully, and the sooner the better. Indiana Senator Dan Coats is among a group of Republicans calling for tougher sanctions on Russia, and the senator is my guest. A schoolyard bully. So what should President Obama do?
Well, he should back up his tough talk with some action. That we've been imploring him to impose sanctions. You know, it's been 7 weeks, almost 2 months now, since the president has said Russia's going to pay a price. What's the signal been to Putin? All talk, no action. And whether it's sanctions on their financial, their banking, whether it's economic sanctions, sanctions that really cripple their economy, nothing has been done. And what message does this send to Putin and to Russia? You can do whatever you want to do because the United States is toothless.
So recently the Senate passed a Ukraine resolution that was partially sponsored by you. What did that say?
Well, we had 15 things that we suggested to the president he could do if he would take the action. That none of them have been undertaken. I've issued a second piece of legislation. We're working on a third piece of legislation. But look, I'm not the president. No senator is the president. Ultimately, this president has to step up and take the action that is necessary to let Russia know that they just don't have a free hand in doing what they're doing.
So what would that recommendation, though, be from you? Because some in the Senate and the House have said maybe military action, or at least supplying military aid to Ukraine. Where do you fall on that?
Well, listen, I think we do need to support Ukraine, but we need an assessment by European Command in terms of what do they need and what can we give them and what kind of training would they need to use those. I'm not advocating a military boots-on-the-ground response by the United States, but there are clearly a number of other things that can really hurt Russia in the pocketbook, really go after their banking, go after their financial, go after their exports, make them pay a real price. We can isolate them. We can re-energize NATO. We can get Europe to stand up and say we're going to support. Really, it's back to the future for NATO. NATO has been kind of, oh, we don't need that anymore. Russia's safe, no problem. We need to show support for NATO allies and take a strong stand in Europe.
Well, you bring up Europe, and I know you're a former United States ambassador to Germany, so you have tight ties to Angela Merkel. You plan to meet with her? You plan to ask for Germany's help in this?
Well, she issued a pretty tough statement today, and I'm not surprised. She's one tough lady, and she can be very resolute. To date, she's looked at the diplomacy route. That has not worked very well. She's now talking about hard sanctions. She'll be in town in Washington next week. I plan to meet with her on Thursday, I believe it is, and encourage Europe and Germany to take a stand with the United States and NATO to show some real resolve.
Well, it looks like we could be on the brink of civil war in Ukraine with Russia not backing down. Senator Dan Coats, always great to see you. Thank you for your time. Now to health care. Oregon's state-run insurance marketplace is so screwed up, it may now throw in the towel and give control of all website operations to the federal government. Something you wouldn't be able to tell, though, from their trippy, colorful ads.
Long live Oregonians, we're free to be healthy.